Hey everyone and welcome back to some more Rise of the Tomb Raider DLC, The Blood Ties. So, in the previous video we came out of this cave-like thing into this library. I think we came from here. Where did we come from? Okay, I can't really find the gate. But yeah.
I've created a clever little map for Lara's birthday expedition. I used the invisible ink Amelia picked up for me in Morocco so many years ago. At the time, I remember being so annoyed by that rather aggressive street vendor, but she just smiled in her sunny way and paid him without a second thought. I assumed it was just a tourist scam, but it actually works. Turns out it requires a very specific kind of vellum and a heat source to illuminate the ink after it's dried. It should prove a nice challenge for Lara to puzzle out.
Invisible ink, Lord Croft's journals. Dad put so much work into that birthday expedition. Right, a map with an invisible ink. That complicates things.
I always accepted that Richard's rather unorthodox research was just something I had to live with. But this time, the thrill of discovery has taken hold of me. I never imagined I could be drawn in this way. Richard cabled to tell me he's found the monastery. The symbol we deciphered in the scroll was the key to its location. I don't know if I honestly believe that this will lead to the fabled elixir of life, but I can't help but feel that a great secret awaits us there. My brother was threatening to shut down the expedition, but I managed to talk him down for the time being. Now I am going to meet Richard. I would bring Lara if I could, but she's still too young. She'll be in good hands with Winston, and when we return, her parents might just be a bit more famous.
The journey, Amelia's journals. She was beginning to believe. It must have made Dad so happy to know she could accept his wild ideas.
This music is familiar. It's beautiful. It appears Sir Reginald's helmet fell off. Or didn't I put it back properly?
For God's sake, memorize the combination, you fool. Lara's expedition treasure, my favorite painting by Amelia, the day of our wedding anniversary.
Clues. Safe combination clues. Dad would never have written down the combination, but it looks like he left himself clues to remember the numbers.
Okay, got to find those objects to figure out the combination to the safe. There's something else here.
I've reached the monastery. As Roth predicted, it was hidden deep in the Himalayas. And now that I'm standing on these high stone walls, I am overwhelmed by the sheer beauty of the mountains that surround me. It is simply breathtaking. But what adds to their spiritual majesty is the truth of this place. The monks welcomed me, as is their way, but they seemed to expect me. They must have known someone like me would eventually come seeking answers. I know this is the place. They've conducted the ritual before. I have seen the evidence, the distinctive symbols carved into the floors, the art displayed on the inner chamber's walls. They've created the elixir before, and they will again if I can convince them. I sent Amelia a message straight away. I want her by my side for this discovery.
Right, discoveries. Lord Croft's journals. Dad never told me about this myth. Why was he so sure? What did he find that convinced him it was real?
Dad was looking for an elixir. Was it the elixir of life?
Who knows?
One of Winston's notes. He always hid sweets for me to find.
Lara. Jaffa Cakes next to William Blake. Note from Winston, Lara's childhood.
I remember this now. Each district in ancient Egypt had a symbol and a number. I always preferred these symbols to the actual number hieroglyphs.
Hieroglyphics worksheet. Safe combination clues.
Now, let me see. These two myths are referencing the same source material. But where did I see this image?
Dad, I think it's this one, in the chapter on Egyptian districts.
Dad's lighter. I don't remember him ever using it though. The Croft family crest and initials PC. I wonder if this belonged to my grandfather.
Old lighter. Gear. Okay, I got a lighter.
Okay.
Press and hold X.
Should be able to light the fireplace now.
Press and hold X when near fireplaces throughout the manor to light them. Cool.
Why, yes, I think you're right, Lara.
I remember the page with the illustration of Ra.
My goodness, you've been paying attention, haven't you? This could be an important breakthrough.
Does this mean I'm your research assistant?
That and more, my darling girl.
Takes me back. Those were good times. The best times. This was always one of my favorite books in this library. I used to trace hieroglyphs.
Let's climb up the stairs.
This picture was taken in the library. (1820) additions to the main hall in progress.
Wonder if that photo means anything. Okay. So what am I supposed to do right now? I can see that ladder glowing. There's an option to move the ladder. Before I do that, let me just check that I've got everything. Seems like I have.
Took quite a tumble off of this old thing when I was a girl. Still feel it in the shoulder from time to time.
Okay, I think this is what we need to do. Right, that did the trick. Where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do? Search the library for remaining combination clues. I still have to keep searching the library.
Blank, except for the image of a key. I remember this map now. It leads to the master key, but we made it with a special kind of invisible ink. It could only be seen with the heat of a fire.
Right, let's go back to the fireplace.
can see the map. Looks like the key is hidden under a trunk near the bookcase.
A trunk near the bookcase.
X marks the spot, as they say.
So let me just...
I can see the map. Looks like the key is hidden under a trunk near the bookcase.
Near the bookcase. So that's right here. There we go.
The master key. This should get me into the West Wing.
Right. So we have the master key now.
This should open most rooms in the manor, including the Forbidden West Wing.
The West Wing and also the first floor of the servants' quarter.
I think there might be more clues to find in the library.
Mistress Lara, I took the liberty of preparing a tray, as dinner did not go according to plans. I've included, in addition to your meal, a few treats. I would appreciate it if you kept this between us, but I felt tonight called for something special. If you will forgive me the indulgence, your rapid exit from the dinner table had me concerned, and I wanted to impart something that I hope sets your mind at ease. I have known your father for quite some time. There is an intensity to his passion that can be frightening, but I recognize that same passion in you. You're more like him than you know. Never doubt that he loves you more than his research, more than his artifacts, more than anything in this world. Storms pass, and tomorrow will be clear and blue again. When you have finished, please leave the tray outside. Be well. Yours, Winston.
Storms pass. Winston. I don't even remember this letter. I'm sure I wasn't able to read it at the time. Did he write this more for himself than me? Okay. So there has got to be a few more things here. Right. I don't see anything though. Is this something? Nope. There's a ladder. Why do I feel like I'm gonna be using this ladder soon? I think I do use the ladder for something. Right. We're back in the main hall. So before going to the forbidden area, I would really love to go check out what's below the servants' quarter, first floor. This room right here. Oh, it just takes us out. Alright. I should maybe light this fire as well. Is that gonna be helpful? Maybe it is. I don't know. Right, since I've already explored all this, wait a minute, I can take a look what's inside.
The Croft family crest.
Croft family crest, ancestors' legacy. I feel like there was maybe another door other than the one which is over there. Maybe there wasn't.
Worse than I thought. This is strangely beautiful.
Right, let's go this way.
With Amelia gone, the manor is a different place. A dimness pervades, a quiet I can't stand. Even though Lara is too young to understand what has happened, she also senses the change. She's asked after her mother only once, and I'm afraid my reaction must have terrified her. I will need Winston more than ever these next few months to help look after her. I never quite realized how much grief can consume a man, but I am utterly consumed. I know I can't escape the pain, but I will try my damnedest to avoid it. I will seal the West Wing for as long as I live in this place. It will remain exactly as Amelia left it. Perhaps someday Lara can find her own answers there.
Consumed by grief. Lord Croft's journals. Dad was right. I could sense the change. And now I'm going to find my own answers.
I believe it took this trip to push me over the edge. I've been able to see Richard in his element, seeing him at his best and his worst. I've experienced the purity and chaos of his passion, and I came to realize I want his passion in my life, every day. So it's done. Richard wanted to wait another 4 days until my birthday, but I wouldn't have it. Once I make a decision, I prefer to get on with it. So we found a small chapel in Luxor that was just right. And with Roth and the others at our side, we married as the sun set over this remarkable land. Mother will never forgive me. Atlas will forever resent me. But I don't care anymore. I'm free of de Mornay obligations, free to pursue my own passions and live my life surrounded by those who will encourage and challenge me. I'm excited for the future, whatever it may bring. Tomorrow, Richard and I return home to London as the Crofts, forging our path together.
An unlikely union, safe combination clues. Marrying in Luxor was Mom's idea. I never knew. I'm lucky to have this glimpse of her after so many years. Or so many years later.
Amelia would not have approved. That alone should have been the end of it. But I am, as God made me, a stubborn fool. I locked all the West Wing's doors, and I shall not open them again until either my life or my obstinacy comes to an end. The night before, Roth told me I would someday change my mind. Like a broken arm cast in plaster, he said. The wound would heal, and we would someday shed the bandages to be whole again. The metaphor made me furious. The clumsy way he cast our loss off as nothing more than an inconvenience. There is wisdom in his rough words, but I've done what I must. Perhaps one day, Lara will throw back the doors to let the sun shine in again. Maybe she will find her own sense of peace in this place.
Stopping time. Lord Croft's journals. I know Dad couldn't deal with what happened, but it's time to open up the West Wing again. It's time to move on.
At least that old thing still works.
The clock?
I am bursting with pride. Amelia is with child. It is amazing how everything in life can change with such a simple event. Obviously we don't know the gender, but already we've discussed possible names. Perhaps Benjamin, after my grandfather, or maybe Griffin, he was more infamous at Croft than even me. No, Amelia wouldn't have it. Besides, she's certain it's a girl. She favours a classic such as Scarlet or Kate, though I've made some headway with Lara. A subtle nod to the sun god Ra, and our days in Egypt where certainly this child was conceived. I find myself thinking about this new life we've created, of how much she might be like us. For all my research into myths of immortality, I may have ignored the most obvious answer to the questions that plague me. We live on through our progeny, our genes, DNA, experiences passed through the generations. Perhaps this is the simple truth of eternal life, and I've just been too stubborn to accept it.
A new Croft, Lord Croft's journals. In a way, Dad found the secret of immortality and didn't even realize it. And I'm glad they went with Lara.
Dad may have discovered the secret to immortality without even knowing it. Mum's wedding ring. I always wondered what happened to it. The inscription is faded.
Eternally yours. That's what it says, I guess. There's a perfume.
My mother's perfume. The smell. So familiar. I can almost remember her.
Amelia's perfume bottle. Amelia's belongings.
Mum, on her wedding day. She looks so beautiful.
She looks like Angelina Jolie a little.
There's a date. October something. Damn, the number is faded.
Looks like... oh my god, it's really hard to make out. Photo of Amelia on her wedding day. Amelia's belongings.
Their anniversary was in October. Which day? I can't believe I don't know this. There's got to be another clue somewhere. I remember this. Dad gave it to Mum on her birthday.
October 13th.
October 13th. Mum's birthday. Pretty sure my parents were married in October. I think it was close to her birthday. This is Dad. I suppose it's a family tradition, but I can't imagine having one of these made of me.
After everything Atlas has done, how could you tell him about the expedition?
It's just all been too much. I needed to talk to someone. He's still my brother.
I don't trust him.
You don't have to, Richard, but please, trust me.
I'm sorry, my dear, but I know him. He'll take it to the papers. The investors will pull out.
Then go. Without me. Tonight. I will take care of Atlas. And then meet you in Tibet next week.
I was so young, but I still remember that terrible argument. It wasn't always an easy road for my parents. I think this was Dad's pocket watch. Looks like it stopped precisely at midnight.
Pocket watch, Lord Croft's belongings. Okay, so I think we need to... Amelia's necklace. Lara's childhood, Amelia's belongings. Right, so unfortunately guys, this is where I'm going to be ending the video. In the next one, we're gonna hopefully complete the DLC Blood Ties. See you next time guys, bye.